What if I told you there is a watch that looks like something a secret agent would wear? Has a 10 years battery, 100 meters of water resistance, can track time all around the world, and costs less than most people spend on dinner out. Sounds ridiculous, right? Well, this is it. And there is a reason people call it the Casio Royale. I've owned quite a few Casio watches over the years. Some were more expensive, some were more iconic, but very few have the kind of following this one has. And after wearing it for a while, I think I finally understand why. Because on paper, it's just a cheap digital watch, but somehow it feels like much more than that. The first thing that grabs your attention is the display. There is information everywhere. A digital clock, a world map, different sections showing different things. At first, it almost feels a little busy, but after wearing it for a day or two, everything starts to make sense. And honestly, that's the part of the charm. It feels less like a watch and more like a tiny gadget on your wrist. It's unapologetically digital, and I love that. Now, let's talk about the nickname. Because most people don't even call this watch by its actual model number, they simply call it the Casio Royale. That nickname actually came from watch community. A lot of people noticed that it looks surprisingly similar to the Seiko worn by James Bond. Now, obviously, this isn't a Bond watch. James Bond never wore this one, but honestly, I can see why people made the connection. The world map, the futuristic display, the gadget-like design, it looks like something that would come with a secret mission. And if Casio had released this back in the 80s, people probably would have thought it came from the future. But this watch isn't popular just because it looks cool. It's also packed with features. The one everyone talks about is world time. You can check the time in the cities all over the world. Will most people actually use that every day? Probably not, but it's still incredibly satisfying, especially watching a little world map update. I don't know why, but I never get tired of it. Then you've got a stopwatch, a countdown timer, 5 alarms, an automatic calendar, a backlight. Basically, everything you'd expect from a solid digital watch, and then some. It's one of those watches where every time you press a button, you remember another feature you forgot it had. By the way, if you enjoy videos about affordable watches, interesting stories, and honest reviews, consider subscribing. There are plenty more watches I'd love to share with you. Alright, back to this legend. My favorite specification has to be a battery life. 10 years. Seriously, 10 years. Think about that. Most of us don't even keep the same phone for 3 years. Meanwhile, this little Casio is just sitting there like, I'll see you in a decade. And honestly, that's kind of amazing. And here's something I didn't expect. I own watches that cost several times more than this one, but every now and then I still find myself reaching for it. Not because it's expensive, not because it's collectible, not because I'm worried about scratching it. It's because it's easy. Put it on, forget about it. It tells the time, it survives pretty much anything, and somehow it always makes me smile when I look down at my wrist. I think that's why this watch has such a loyal fan base. It's not trying to be luxury, it's not pretending to be something it isn't, it's just honest. A fun little digital watch that's reliable, packed with useful features and full of personality. It reminds me of the time when digital watches felt exciting, when having the world map on your wrist seemed futuristic. And somehow, even today, it still manages to capture the same feeling. If you're thinking about picking one for yourself, I've left a link down in the description. It's the exact model featured in this video. If you decide to buy through that link, it helps support the channel at no extra cost for you. And honestly, if you're looking for a fun, affordable watch, this one is the easiest recommendation I can make. So, is this the greatest watch ever made? Probably not, but that's never really been the point. This watch isn't trying to compete with luxury brands. It isn't trying to impress anyone. It just does exactly what it's supposed to do. And somehow it does it with a lot of charm. You get a unique design, a surprising number of features, an incredible battery life, and a watch that's simply fun to wear. Not bad for a little digital Casio. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more watch content. And let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite Casio of all time? I'll see you in the next one.